Welcome back to NVI's Barbecue. It's been a while since I posted a video. Anyways, today we're making Asado De Puerco. I'm gonna teach you guys how to make this Mexican dish. A lot of flavor, very good. One of my favorite Mexican dishes to eat. No question about that. This traditional Mexican dish is originated from the northern part of Mexico. It's pork. You can use ribs, pork butt. In this situation, I'm using a pork loin. I'm gonna walk you guys step by step how to make this dish. If you try it, you're not gonna regret it. As I told you, I'm using pork loin. You can use pork ribs or pork butt. What we're gonna do is we're gonna cube up this pork loin into maybe 1-2 inch cubes. We're gonna go ahead and put them on the pan and we're gonna stir fry it. We are gonna be adding salt to it. The salt, try not to go too heavy on it, simply because the pork itself is salty as it is. So what we're doing now, we're gonna stir fry this item. Right now, all we're doing is cooking it with its own juices. The pork itself is releasing a little bit waters, so it's gonna cook that way for the next 15 minutes or so. We're gonna be adding a special ingredient. There you go, right there. We're gonna be adding pork lard. Anything with pork lard, you guys know that, it's all good. The highlight of the dish is the sauce that goes into the Asado De Puerco. We are making the sauce. We're using a lot of about 20 guajillo peppers. We're taking the seeds out. We're also going to be using a little bit of chile ancho. It's going to be up to your discretion how you want to do this or not. How much peppers you want to add to this. You can actually add some Chiles de Arbol to give it a nice kick to it. We're going to pass on that. So what we're going to do is we're going to boil this, dehydrate these peppers, and eventually they're going to go into the blender along with a bunch of other spices that's going to be creating this sauce. As you guys can see, we're still stir frying the pork loin right there, and we're boiling the peppers. That's how they're supposed to look. Very soft. They're going to go into the blender, and you guys going to see next how we're going to do this. Anyways, this is NVI's Barbecue. As the peppers continue to boil, what we're gonna do in a hot pan, we're gonna add some black pepper along with cumin, and we're gonna add a little bit of Mexican oregano. Not a lot, as you guys know, Mexican oregano can be a little powerful. Just a little pinch of it, maybe about half a spoon, maybe that much, and we're gonna toast that. We're gonna let those flavors come up, and once we get it toasted, we're gonna go ahead and put that in the blender. And we're gonna be ready to start blending all these flavors coming together. Next, we're gonna put some garlic cloves on the hot pan. We're gonna toast them along with onions. It's gonna be the base for the sauce we are about to create. Once the sauce is created, you can use it for so many things. We continue to boil these peppers. We are waiting for these onions and garlics to get ready, so we can go ahead and add them to the blender. Another little trick for this dish. You need about 6-7 pieces of orange peel. Remove the little white flesh of it. All you need is the peel. And what we're gonna do with this is something that is not used a lot, but we use this. It's kind of a little trick we use to make it, give it that little extra flavor. We're gonna go ahead and dry it out, and heat it up on the pan. And this gives a little extra flavor to the dish that, like I said, not a lot of people use this technique. So we're gonna leave these peels in the hot pan for a few minutes, not too much. We don't want to burn them. I want you to get maybe about half a cup of orange juice, an orange, and we're gonna be using that for the dish in a minute. You guys see the meat is already getting brown. Once the onion and garlic is already somewhat cooked, sauteed, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and put it in the blender along with the peppers I was telling you about a minute ago. It's gonna go into the blender, and we're gonna blend all these flavors to it. Right now, what we're gonna do is look for consistency. We're adding some of the water juice that we use it to boil the peppers. You can add a little bit more of that. As a matter of fact, we were short on it. So you don't want it too thick, you don't want it too thin, but that's how the sauce comes together. That itself right there is gold. That is by itself a hell of a dish. I cannot explain the flavor of that. This sauce itself is something else, guys. You just gotta try it. So what we're gonna do next, this is very optional, guys. You don't have to do this. We're gonna strain this mixture we have here. We're just gonna do it. Like I said, we don't have to. You can just go ahead and skip this step if you want to. As you guys can see, it's a little bit thick. You add a little bit more of that juice we use. That's what it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to kind of have the texture of barbecue sauce in a way, if you think about it. So that's the texture it's supposed to have. It is delicious right there. That is punches a lot of flavor. One of the things we're going to be using for this dish is going to be laurel leaves, bay leaves. As you guys can see, the orange peels we did a minute ago, we go ahead and throw that into the stir fry along with the bay leaves, about 5-6 of them. You don't want to overdo it though, but 6-7 for that amount of food is fine. This is where the magic happens, where all the flavors are coming in together right there. You pour in the sauce we just made, the adobe sauce, which is the Asado De Puerco. This is what is going to create the powerful punch of Mexican traditional cuisine right there. I cannot explain to you this dish until you have it. If you haven't had it, you're missing out on it, guys. Head out to a Mexican restaurant, order it or something like that, make it at home. If you can follow these steps, there's nothing to it. Like I said, it's very simple. You're gonna let that simmer for about 30-45 minutes. Squeeze the orange lemon, the orange we're talking about, and put that little, if you don't have an orange, squeeze some orange juice on it. Again, according to taste, that's pretty much it. Maybe about half a cup of orange juice will do it. And what you do next is lower the temperature on it and simmer it. Next, what we're gonna do is something that again is not done traditionally. We're gonna go ahead and use the seed of an avocado. We're gonna go ahead and take the skin off, remove the skin, just like my wife is doing right there. And what we're gonna do next is we're gonna add this to the dish. This little thing right here adds so much flavor. We're gonna go ahead and grate some of that avocado seed into the dish. If you don't have avocado seed, you can use sesame seeds. Either way is fine. We just use about half a spoon to a spoon tops, and we're gonna go ahead and let that cook along with the dish. Like I said, bring it down a little bit, let it simmer down, and about 35 minutes later, all the flavors would be married, and this is how the asado de puerco comes in. Very traditional asado de puerco comes with rice. It comes with rice. I'm not gonna walk you guys how to do the rice. You guys know how to do this. As far as the beans, also another side dish, very common along with the asado de puerco. So we put a little pork lard. We're using actually canned beans from Bush. They're pretty good though. Recommended. We're gonna go ahead and fry these beans. Mexican dishes go with beans. Y'all know that, right? Go ahead and add the onions to it. We're gonna saute these onions a little bit. We're gonna be adding a little special ingredient to these beans. Chile de Arbol, a little spicy. They come with a little kick, but we're not breaking them. So whoever's hitting these beans, they can just remove that if they don't want to eat something spicy. So what we're doing next, we're gonna go ahead and put the beans into this manteca pork lard, along with the onions and along with the chile de arbol, and we're gonna go ahead and fry these beans this way, and they are delicious. The pork lard. Every time you use pork lard, it takes your food to another level, guys. So just be mindful. Very, very, very traditional in the Mexican cuisine, and we use pork lard a lot for a lot of things. And this is one of the traditional ways how to make beans with pork lard. We didn't have the bean smasher, so we're using a regular cup. We're not gonna let that stop us from it. So we're gonna go ahead and smash the beans that way. Another little thing we're doing to the beans, just to take it to another level, we add a little Oaxaca cheese to that. If you can add as much as you want, as little as you want. We just add a little fair amount of Oaxaca cheese. It adds an extra flavor to those beans. Those beans by itself can be a dish on its own. Very, very delicious beans. No doubt about that. The pork lard, if you're counting calories, this is not for you guys. This is not the place for you. This is why us as Mexicans, we have a good cuisine. That's your typical Mexican rice right there, very traditional Mexican rice. And the start of the dish, the sauce right there, the adobo sauce right there. Anyways, this is NVI's Barbecue. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hopefully you enjoyed this video.